You're listening to BottleCAST, the official podcast of BottleCaps.
All right, guys. Welcome to this episode of BottleCAST. I have here with me Anand, our Director of Product Support and Development, and then Jasmeet, our data analyst. And we're very excited for this episode. We're going to be talking data. So I tagged in these two wonderful colleagues of mine to help us understand what we have currently here at BottleCaps, and even what we're looking for in the future to offer as a company. But alrighty, Anand, could you go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks here?
My name is Anand, and I've been with the company for 6 years now. Started working in 2017 as a data analyst. And as we grew, I grew personally and professionally as well. So now I lead the whole IT side of things, especially the data side of things. And I work closely with our CTO and Jasmeet on the data side. And excited to be on this call. I've heard a lot of good stuff about the company's plan, the company's vision, what we have accomplished, what we are planning to accomplish. So excited to be sharing some of the things when it comes to data.
Sounds good. And then Jasmeet, could you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Okay, I'm Jasmeet. I'm with BottleCAST from last 2 years, and I work here as a data analyst. And I'm very excited to be part of this BottleCAST episode.
Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for introducing yourselves. Very excited to get into these questions. We'll dive into it. Let's break the ice a little bit. How's everybody doing? Anand, you are currently in North Carolina, is that correct?
Yes. So I live right outside Charlotte. So it's funny because I live in a community that has two exits. One exit leads us to North Carolina. The other one leads to South Carolina. So I'm right on the line. But yeah, it's a suburb of Charlotte.
Oh, it's very cool. And Jasmeet, where are you located?
I'm in Missouri, but again, like Anand said, it's borderline the Arkansas, so very close to Bentonville, and also in Missouri. So it's like borderline between Missouri and Arkansas.
Very cool. You guys are central. Keep it central, huh? For the folks listening, I'm in Dallas, Texas, pretty central to Texas too. So we'll kick it off to the questions now. So Anand, what sort of data offerings do we currently have at BottleCaps? You can list them out and then expand on whichever one you want to, but just share what do we have right now?
Yeah. So when COVID hit, that changed the whole e-commerce landscape. Right. So we have some pretty cool reporting stuff that was already built into the web console, which is what most of our retailers use to fulfill orders and set up their apps and websites and whatnot. So when COVID hit, it changed the way people look at e-commerce, right? So we have all these stores, single store, 2 locations, 3 locations, all the way through to one of the biggest or many of the biggest family-owned liquor store chains in the country, right? So when COVID hit, that's when many of our stores realized that, hey, e-commerce is something that we've left, a lot on the table, right? They were already making money in store, and that was enough, right? They didn't realize, how much money they were leaving on the table when it comes to e-commerce. So most of the stores, the single chain or the single location stores that we had, they were using e-commerce or websites and apps as a way to bring customers into the stores, right? And they were happy selling products in store. When COVID hit, stores were shut down, and the only way people could make money was through e-commerce. So that changed the way people think about everything, even data, right? So the reporting stuff that we had built into liquor apps, that was just not enough. So in addition to the reporting stuff that we have there, we wanted to create a platform that gives them way more information than what we were providing. And that's how BottleSense became a product. So that's our newest product. We've had this product for about 2 years now. And it's a continuously evolving product, right? So it has all reports, be it customer centric, where customers are shopping from, what products they purchase, Is there a best time for orders? What is the best time to send push notifications, right? So those are all metrics that allow stores to use data to create meaningful action items, right? So that's the main goal that we were trying to meet with BottleSense, and that's how we started. And the way we're pushing BottleSense as its own product line, there are way more exciting stuff in the pipeline. And this is one of our newest products, but it's probably the only product in this industry that's as close to real time as possible. We update the data behind the scenes every single day.
Jasmeet, are you able to expand on how we're able to offer near live data?
So when we say near live data, we mean that the data we process for 24 hours, we process the whole data in our analytical layers. And from there, we provide the information to all our clients after 24 hours. So it's near live. It's just after 24 hours, you get the whole information of one day before. So that is what we're sharing on BottleSense.
Wow. I can see multiple opportunities on where that would be super useful. I mean, just thinking freely, if I'm an alcohol retailer, I have things like inventory on my mind, customer trends, things like that. I mean, can you guys think of any other reasons why this would be helpful for the retailer?
Yeah, they can create their demands if they know what's happening, with which products are popular and how and when they are popular. They can obviously create more demands from the customers. So it's really, really beneficial for retailers, to have that kind of information.
100%. Anand, any comment on there?
Yeah, as Jasmeet mentioned, any customer, most e-commerce platforms provide information as to what customers buy, right? Many platforms do not show the information as to what they're browsing for or what they're looking at, what products were added to cart, and so on, right? So BottleSense provides all that information. So if you know that a certain product is added to a shopping cart by a customer, and there are 10 such customers, that product is going to get sold with just a push, right? So you send a push notification to those customers or to everyone saying, hey, this item is on sale. There's $2 off. And there you go. You have $10 right there.
Talk about how much control that is in the best way, right? Being able to engage hyper-focused customers, really, because that these folks, if these alcohol retailers signed up for our app and website and they activate BottleSense, you're able to view that data near live, and then you're able to quickly engage based off of trends via push notifications on those trends. And at that near live rate, I think it's very powerful. And I honestly don't know of any other platform or tool out there in the industry. So I'm very excited that our team has worked hard to get this capability, and excited to see where that goes in the future. Because as you mentioned, Anand, it's a always evolving product, and I've seen that just from playing around with the platform myself. And so very excited for that. So great, Anand. So I'm kicking this question off to you. We've discussed how this powerful data tool helps the retailers. How could something like this perhaps help alcohol brands or suppliers?
That's a good question. That's actually another piece of BottleSense that we have, which is to help brands understand the trends. We create a separate dashboard exclusively for brands that talks about what customers are buying, right? So a big brand like Pernod Ricard, for example, when they have a lot of different products within their catalog, a brand would want to know what products are selling the most and what products are not selling, right? And the products that are selling the most, we know when those products are being sold. Is that during a special holiday? If it is St. Paddy's Day and a lot of Irish whiskey is being sold, you can relate those things together. You can connect the dots, right? We also display, the top retailers that sell their products. So now that's another piece of data that brands have access to that they can then pass along to their distributors, who can then relay it to the people on the ground and say, hey, we know you've been selling a lot of this product. Do you need more of this? And now, that's another piece that gets connected. So those are some of the things that we're trying to tackle with this for brands.
That's so cool. And I noticed we keep saying powerful, but because it really is. Something like this has the capability to really maximize where certain efforts need to go as far as brands and suppliers. So Jasmine, could you expand a little bit about some of the supplier or alcohol brand capabilities and what they're interested in as far as this tool?
Yes, absolutely. Most of the time, whenever we talk to our brands, they want to see how is inventory doing, and they would also want to see how their products are doing month over month, their share percentage, how is the category doing, and their share in that particular market. So that's some kind of information brands are always looking for. Or information like whether there is any trending item for their on their products. If there is any product that is showing more sale for a particular month, and they would want to, see to it. So that's the kind of information most of the time brands are looking for. So
it's so exciting that we're able to offer the deep insights to those categories. So thank you so much, Jasmine. Alrighty, guys. So it is that time for the back-to-back round. Okay, so I'm going to kick this off to Anand first. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, so hometown.
Bangalore, India.
Favorite sports team, any sport.
America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
All right. Favorite drink.
It's going to be a boring choice, but Miller Lite.
It's a man's beer right there. All right. Favorite food.
Mexican.
Do you have a pet? If so, I need their names.
So we have 2 dogs, Hayden and Leo.
Awesome. Greatest fear.
Oh, that's a good question. I want to say close pace. Don't like being in an elevator for too long.
I understand you. Favorite music genre.
What's that? Californication. What kind of genre is that?
Is that alternative rock, I think?
Or just
classic
regular, like, I like country too. I'm gonna say country because I lived in Texas for a few years. Gonna say country.
Nice. Didn't you drive a truck too, or you drove the Mustang?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, blasting some country, listening to that on the highway on your truck.
Absolutely.
I like the vibes. Pet peeve.
Like if you take something out of one place and you keep it in a different place and then you have to hunt for it, I hate it.
You losing a lot of remotes lately, or
we have like 4 what is it called, the keychain, the tile remotes for all our keys and everything.
Oh man. Well, hey, good thing that they invented those things. Somewhere you want to travel.
That's a good question. I've always wanted to see the Northern Lights. So any of the Nordic countries, that would be epic, in my opinion. So maybe Norway, if you wanted a country.
Yeah, no, I've heard Norway is beautiful. I've never been, but I'm right there with you. All right, last one here. Sum up an embarrassing moment in one word.
One word.
You can leave anything to the imagination, just one word.
I once tried to unlock a different car. There was someone inside it. I don't know how I can say it in one word.
You're right. Maybe, I guess maybe 2 words would have been fine. Locked car or something. But all right, guys, that was Anand's back-to-back round. Okay, Jasmeet, it is your time to be in the hot seat. I made that rhyme on purpose. But are you ready for the back-to-back round?
yes.
Okay, here we go. So, hometown.
Karnal, India.
All right. Favorite sports team, any sport?
Cricket. I like cricket.
Well, what cricket team?
It's Indian cricket team.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so favorite drink?
I like beer, Budweiser.
All right. You got a bunch of beer drinkers. I love craft beer too. Favorite food?
I like Mughlai. It's an Indian Lucknowi cuisine.
Very nice. You have to try that soon. Do you have a pet? If so, I need their names.
No, I don't have any pet.
No pet? Okay, no worries. Maybe in the future. Greatest fear?
Okay, I have a lot of fear. One of them is I'm scared of heights. So I don't do any kind of swings or anything. I'm very scared of swings and heights.
You know what? It's something to where you don't know if you're scared of heights until you're somewhere really high. So I can relate to you on that too. Favorite music genre?
I like ghazal. It's again Indian music genre, so ghazals.
Very nice. All right. Pet peeve.
I think I have similar thing what Anand said. I don't like if anything is not at its place. I'm very organized person. I like to like I have OCD. I think I want everything in a proper place and in a proper quantity. And if there is any here and there, I get really annoyed.
Very nice. Keep it nice and tidy. I like that. Somewhere you want to travel.
I want to travel to Europe. I have never been to Europe, so I want to see Spain. I want to see a lot of places there. I really want to travel Europe.
Yeah, I need to make my way out there too. Have not been to Europe, but here it's beautiful. And it's all close together too, apparently. You can go to all of them. All right, just me. Here's the last one. Sum up an embarrassing moment in one word or as little words as you can.
I have a lot of embarrassing moments. I do it all day. I'm a goofy.
All righty, guys. That is just me. Back to back
like I'm on the
round.
cover of Lethal Weapon.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to do the back to back round. It's always fun and interesting to get to hear some everyone's responses and get to know them a little beyond the desk, right? So we're moving on. The next question here is something I want to talk about because it's very telling. But how do we provide a solution to the market with this product known as BottleSense? Anand, could you expand on that?
Absolutely. So when we started this company, it was mostly a software company, right? We wanted to provide e-commerce solutions for liquor stores to compete with the big boys in the group, right? So when we started off, we provided all the capabilities that we had at the time to our retail liquor stores. Then we expanded it into brands. So if you look at the app, we have a lot of insights as to what other customers are buying. So from a software company, we grew into this company that provides all solutions to liquor stores, be it data, be it software, be it marketing, be it client services. Every single aspect of help that liquor stores would need, we were providing that. The same applies to brands, and that's the whole purpose of having BottleSense as a product, right? So we have a lot of meaningful data within BottleSense that both retailers and brands can use to create meaningful action items. And with that insights, how do you promote your brand? How do you grow your brand? How do you grow your liquor store? Those are all things that we're trying to tackle with BottleSense. And as we mentioned, this is an evolving product, and most of the things that you currently see on BottleSense are things that were requested by brands, that were requested by retailers. And it's not a matter of us not being able to do something that's requested by brands. It's just a way for us to, it just takes some time for us to figure out how we expose the data that we are already collecting, right? So there are still more pieces to come. There are exciting things that we're currently working on, and we're trying to tackle all three tiers within the alcohol industry.
Wow. Summed it up right there. Love that. Thank you so much. I want to kick this next question off to Jasmeet, and then we can kick it to Anand here. Where do you see BottleSense going to in the future, Jasmeet?
Very bright and good, because the kind of products we're offering, it's nowhere in this industry right now, especially with the near life data information, and it is equally challenging for a lot of people in this industry to be able to even provide that kind of information. So for BottleSense, it's one of the toppest thing or the best thing we're doing so far.
Yeah. And then I'll kick it up to Anand here to expand.
One of the things that we, absolutely. So one of the things that we pride ourselves on is having the ability to give out granular data, right? So instead of providing high-level overview of data, we want to give as much granular data as possible. And that's for both retailers and brands, right? So that's something that we're currently working on. Again, brands are always interested in knowing how their brand is performing against the competition, right? So how do we give out the competitor data without exposing too much, So those are all things that we're currently working on that will shape BottleSense become the product that we want it to be.
Very nice. No, I love how much of an industry shockwave this product is creating, just because we have been able to have the great opportunity to work with renowned alcohol brands and suppliers. Very excited to be in the mix of all that. Thank you so much, guys. We're gonna start wrapping it up here. Anand, this section is called the shameless plug. Anybody listening in, can you let them know where they can find us?
Absolutely. So we gave you a brief teaser as to what BottleSense can do. And if you're interested in learning more about the capabilities that BottleSense has and the vision that we have moving forward, go to bottlesense.net, and it will have some charts and metrics that you can see. And if you need more information on that, you can also go to BottleCAST.com, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Well, Anand, Jasmeet, thank you so much for your time. It's been really cool to speak with you guys on all things regarding data that we offer. As you mentioned, we gave you guys the snackable version of it, but there's a lot more under the hood, so to speak. So definitely reach out. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much, Anand and Jasmeet. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks for listening to BottleCAST, the official podcast of Bottle Caps. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.